Hi.
I've recorded. Oh, who was that? Was that Thalia?
I'm waving.
No, Thalia, your I can see your ceiling. Nothing else. Move your camera a bit, Thalia. No, no problem. Anyway, there we are. Well, I'm sure she's there. Tina, you're there. And Sam and Lloyd, and hopefully there will be a few others joining us in a second. But yeah. Oh, who's that? Kath's joined us as well. Oh, we've got camera this evening, Kath. Amazing. What an awesome day. Obviously, guys, I know you were all there with us today. Did you enjoy it for starters?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah? Kath?
I know I don't look it, but I did.
This is your happy face.
This is my happy face, yeah.
Lloyd, how about you? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was a good day, good weekend. Obviously, I was up in Harrogate on Saturday, so I saw it twice. I'm a bit slow, so I need to get it for the second time, so that was really good.
Am I right in thinking you were actually on stage yesterday as well?
Yeah, I was on one of the panels yesterday, so that was a bit of fun as well, and interesting to, to hear what I had to say, which was a bit nice to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought the weekend was fantastic, and some of the announcements were absolutely great, and it just occurs to me that they were designed to just get everybody at every level involved in just moving their businesses forward, and I thought they were very clever with what they've done with the hamper promotion.
Yes.
So that's just based on it's actually just based on your ability. So if you're out there smashing it, you've got to smash it and then 15 points. And if you're out there not doing anything, you've got to put 15 points. So actually it's the same for everyone, but just based on your ability. And I actually think that's the biggest thing, because you know, I'm not sure if you got Hazel or Kath a hamper last year, but these were absolutely incredible. And to think that anyone can get them for 15 holiday points is absolutely incredible. And so for me personally, that's the thing I'll be pushing most of all, is who wants a hamper and who wants to go for a hamper. So I think it's September, October, November, and we're already halfway through September, so 2.5 months, 10 weeks to get 15 holiday points.
More than what you got previously.
Or 15 more than what you were going to do anyway. So yeah, for me it's the hamper, absolutely massive.
I was really great about the hamper. I know Reese, when we were driving up earlier today, he said, I'm really gutted I missed out on the hamper last year, because of course he didn't join till Easter time. He was gutted. He said, do you think they'll do another one? I was like, don't know, Reese, we'll have to wait and see. But of course, so I mean, he was utterly over the moon about the hamper promotion today. He said it's not even what's in the hamper. He said it's just the hamper itself. It's amazing, which was great. But what I really loved as well was the fact that it was all about, as you say, Lloyd, about the activity. Last year it was very much about recruiting, and that's great for people that it comes naturally to, and we all are working, I know, on improving our recruiting skills, but it doesn't necessarily come as naturally to all of us as it does some other people. I know several people felt quite stressed by it last year and ended up just throwing their hands up in the air and going, can't do it, walking away from it, I'm going to give up on it. Whereas this year, as you say, Lloyd, they've been massively clever. We all know what we've personally achieved in the last 3 months, and 15, that plus 15 points again for the next 3 months, I don't think is at all unachievable.
Yeah,
it is totally whatever we want to make it, and all of a sudden it's massively within our grasp. So what we need to decide is how many hampers do we want to have amongst the team this Christmas. I think that's just the next natural big question, surely.
Yeah.
So
well, it's
100.
Love your work, Eva.
I think the other clever thing they done was all the promotions seem to be congruent with the other, taking a longer path. If you take someone who was totally dormant, it starts with the hamper, that's 15 points, and by doing some points, it's taken them closer to future team leader.
Yeah.
So they can continue with the rest of the points next year, And then if they're doing really well, they can, why not then go for the 64 points and get a holiday? Or maybe if they don't do the points, they might have recruited through a couple of people and be in a position to get to team leader by Express Day and take advantage of that promotion bonus. And it's interesting because we had a lady in the team in Exeter, I think it was, who was actually busting a gut to get to team leader before MAD, and she fell 2 customers short. So she's actually got everything in place, and she's got 48 group.
But she got an extra £200 bonus today.
Well, she's actually got 250 because future team leaders 200, and TL bonus has gone up to 300. So she'll do it next week, but what it means is that she'll get paid £500 instead of the £250 that she was expecting. So it was a great way that anyone who just fell short before MAD actually got a surprise that they could double their bonus. So it's been thought out that it's just taking people along a pathway, either towards team leader or towards a holiday. And it's amazing. It's
absolutely. And I felt as well, one of the big things that, you know, I really wanted to emphasize, I know Natalie and I were chatting about this earlier, is that you've got to remember that this business is not a business about doing right. Do this bit of activity and you can have either the holiday points, or you can have a hamper, or you can get paid for it, or you can have pizza. You know, this is an amazing business whereby you do one bit of activity and you can have the hamper and the holiday and the money and the pizza. You can have it all for each bit of activity you do. And that is something that I think we should really massively take away from this business. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. It is something that is you don't get anywhere else. You know, this is so many ways of benefiting, and I think that is something we should be getting really, really excited about and going and shouting about from the rooftops. And one of the questions I had, Lloyd, which maybe you might be able to answer, is if we are bringing in people now, we go out there and start recruiting and shouting about all these amazing new things, which we should be doing anyway.
Yeah.
How does it work then if a newbie comes on board tomorrow, for example? Do they just have to do 15 holiday points to get a hamper at Christmas?
Absolutely. Yes, that's exactly what they have to do. So that's we wanted to certainly make sure that any new IDs post MAD have got to do 15 points by the end of November to get a hamper. And you know, even those who have joined, so if somebody joins the beginning of November, the important thing there is to not sort of like
hang around,
make out 15 points is hard or whatever. Just say, look, 15 points and you're going to get a hamper. So absolutely.
Fantastic. So I think that's a really big thing to take away, folks, is make sure that we're emphasizing to people we're speaking to, there's so many benefits by doing just one bit of activity. You know, obviously it all mounts up, but the more we do, the more we're all going to benefit in so many different ways, and that's massively exciting. So I wanted to put it out there, you know, have this as a bit of a discussion. Obviously, I'm chuffed to bits to see Lloyd. Wasn't expecting to see his lovely face here this evening with us.
No,
so
I wasn't expecting it either, but the traffic was better than we thought it would be, so here we are.
Yay, perfect. But I wanted to get a bit of feedback from you guys. Was there something that one takeaway thing or something that was really fab? What was your best, what did you like best about today, or takeaway as something that you're going to be working on going forward? Who wants to start? Anybody? Sam?
Yeah, one thing that jumped out at me, and I don't know why it jumped out at me, but it did. It was one thing Craig Casey said about focusing on the one or two things that you're good at, or one or two methods of prospecting. Because I personally enjoy the neighbour letters and the networking.
Yeah.
And I haven't spent much time on the 5 levels or WAMs at all. And I like that it felt that I wasn't trying by not doing the other stuff, but to focus on the things I'm good at, or the things I enjoy rather, that you can still build the business. So, and I was in 2 minds because the business networking had been a bit slow. I was in 2 minds about canning it, But I'm not going to do it now. I'm just going to try harder in other ways.
Good.
So
I think
that's one thing that jumped out at me.
I think that's a really good thing to take away. I think you've also got to remember as well that something like the 5 levels is still a really good skill to have in your back pocket, and you'll be amazed at when you pull that out and when you start using bits and bobs like that. But actually, yeah, focusing. And again, I know, Lloyd, when we had a conversation a few weeks ago, we were talking about the fact that different distributors, depending on what they want from the business, will do things in different ways. You will get people who just focus on networking, and that's how they build their business, and other people within their team do the same thing. Some people just build it on whams. Some people, they just focus on quips, and they'll do anything they need to do to go out there and get 10, 15, 20 quips or whatever they need from the business. So it's something that I know, Lloyd, you said you're seeing a lot more through the business, people really focusing on their strengths and having the ability to do a little bit of everything, but focusing on what works well for them.
Definitely, and I think the example I used was Lou and Simon Glazier, who actually went up on stage as new 400 plus clubs, and had a conversation with Lou recently, and she was struggling on neighbourhood letters, and I said, why are you doing neighbourhood letters? And she said, well, because I saw Alan Maxwell at MAD say they were a good idea, and yet they have gathered 400 customers by doing whams and referrals and whatever. And I said, well, just focus on that. You know, you don't have to be able to do everything. And if what you're doing is working for you, focus on that. And a shiny thing over here, lots of people may be doing great on that. If you're doing great on what you're doing, focus on that. And you don't have to do everything. When it comes to commission time, they don't look and say, well, how did you gather this customer? And a customer is worth more if you gathered it by neighboured letters or networking or whatever. Find your niche, what you're good at. And I think I heard a saying once, and it said, find what you're good at without trying, and then try. And that's all. That's all. Forget all these things that may not suit your personality. I've never done a letterbox neighbour letter in my life. Okay, I do 1 or 2 whams a year. The main one is my local village one, and that's it. Okay, and I just have different methods, and lots of people do great on whams and great neighbour letters, and that's great for them. Just focus what you're good at.
Brilliant. I think the only time to try and revamp it and rethink things is if it's not working for you, if it's not getting the results you want. At that point, you evaluate. But otherwise, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, who's next? What other takeaway points did we get from today?
I had one, Hazel.
Yeah.
And the lady who said when she was talking to people about what do you do, and she said something that I can't remember now.
Oh, now I wrote this down. I know exactly what you mean.
I did too. I just can't remember where I wrote it down.
I think that was Hannah Yago, was it? I show people how to be happy.
I make people happy.
That was it. Yeah.
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 You like shopping? No. You know you need to shop. Yeah. You know you need to pay bills. Yeah. Well, I show people how to use shopping to help pay off their bills.
Yes.
Would that make you happy? Yes. Right. When can I see you?
I absolutely agree. I thought that was an amazing note. Here we go. I'm in the business of making people happy. You know how most people have to do shopping every month, and you know how most people have to pay bills every month. Well, I show people how to make the shopping pay for their bills. Would that help you? When can I come and see you? So simple and so effective. And like you actually, Emma, I've kind of taken away just a couple of key phrases from that I've picked up. Things like that I'm going to be practicing over and over and over again. But equally, I'm going to be just trying to figure out how I can apply that. I've been out doing a lot of neighbourhood letters or the calling cards, which a lot of you are aware of. And I'm kind of thinking, actually, you know what? I'm not once mentioning cashback. I'm not once mentioning free LED bulbs in this 30-second spiel. And they're the key benefits. Or the fact that it's a discount club. I'm saying the swear words, gas and electricity. So, you know, it's about reviewing and tweaking. And absolutely, I'm going to take away things like that from today that I can include within my pitch and try and make much more effective. Awesome.
One of the things Craig Casey said was when he's asked what he does, he said he helps people set up a business working from home.
Yeah. I think Celia Gadd says something similar, and again, they're
Yeah.
both massively successful. So why wouldn't
And the other
copy?
thing when you were saying there about you using the swear words when you're going out doing stuff, I spoke to Chris Williams quite a while ago at some training or other, and he said he never talks about money. And from that, I was at another training where they were talking about the benefits.
Yeah.
So now I talk about the benefits, the cashback, the LEDs, all that, the gourmet card, that you get this and the LED, yeah.
Absolutely.
On top of, and I haven't even got to our tariffs.
Yeah.
And we won the prize for customer service and all that kind of, so I try and get that in first, and then say, obviously, you'd also get club rates for your utilities.
Absolutely. I mean, ultimately, we are a discount club. And I think this is something that is far too easy for people to forget. Our focus has to be on the fact that we're different. We do things differently, and we are a discount club. We're about giving great value as well as a whole load of other benefits that are not going to get elsewhere. And that's what we really need to focus on. And I think it's far too easy to forget that. So just little phrases like this and those, I think are absolutely amazing. Brilliant. Thank you, Emma. Okay, who else? Tina, have you come up with anything that you took away from today?
Yeah, I think for me, it was listening to Val Adaway, the lady that started at 60.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, to be honest, it was that was what, out of everyone today, for me, it was something that resonated with me, mainly because maybe I'm heading closer to that to that way, but it was just her enthusiasm. We all make excuses, and there are times, when I think, oh God, I'm in my 50s now and I get home and I'm tired, and there's this woman who started at 62, I think she said, and is now just sort of hovering under GL, and has learned to drive and had the Porsche and got the Mini, and what an amazing woman. And that so that really, she stood out for me today. I thought that was was very, very good.
And she was just so dry, so straight to the point. So just spot on with it. Very, very funny. Absolutely excellent. And things like that, as you say, they can motivate, they can help, they can just resonate and make you think, well, actually, if she can do it, bloody hell, so can I.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it.
And that retirement is a dirty word. I think it's brilliant. I think we all crave that, and we all sort of, oh, wouldn't it be great when we retire? Yeah, and then you die.
Yeah.
So don't retire. Just keep going and doing something like this. Anybody can keep doing it. It's brilliant.
Totally. And you can take as much or as little as you want. Awesome. Right. Who else have we got? How about you, Kath? What did you come up with from today? What worked for you?
Right, okay, I liked exactly what Emma said with Hannah Yago, because I think it's always difficult when people ask you what you do. So you do have to say to them something that you're comfortable with, but we've already covered that. So the other thing that I really took away from today was Steve Critchley, really. When you get to the end of the presentation, okay, there's no problem between us. No, okay, no problem with the company.
It's really good, wasn't it?
It's all about timing, and I really like the words, I'm ethically and morally obliged to tell you, how I earn money. Now, I'm not sure that that's exactly how I want to put it, but I like those two words, and I think it's a case of getting those two words in there somewhere in the presentation. So, yeah, that's what I really liked about it.
In fact, I'm just going to write those down because I don't think I did today. Ethically and morally
obliged to tell you what I'm going to make some money. Some great commission,
He did say that.
Or, would you and your family like to earn some of that instead, or as well as?
That was it. It was a great line.
He did say those two words are quite important, ethically and morally.
He did, yeah.
Absolutely. I think words like that make people sit up and take notice. It's not necessarily words you're going to throw in there just off the cuff otherwise, is it?
No. So I think, whatever we say, those words need to be in the presentation somewhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a really cool one, Kath.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, let's face it, Steve Critchley's done all right for himself, hasn't he? You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Not too
Yeah.
bad.
I kind of figure if he can do it, we might as well, you know, copy.
Yeah. It's probably worth a go. Yeah.
Absolutely. Amazing. Now, Natalie, I know that this was your first big event, wasn't it? So how was it? Was it everything you expected it would be, and hopefully more?
Yeah, I thought it was really good, albeit everyone keep going up on stage was a little bit tedious at times.
There was a lot of people to go across stages today, wasn't there?
Yeah, so I think maybe they could cut that down a little bit. I know it's great to like say how wonderful everyone is, but it just gets to the point everyone's getting bored. So no one even gets
it's a good opportunity to nip out for a wee.
Apart from that, it was really good.
Next time, Natalie, it'll be you across there.
Yeah, next time, Natalie, you'll be going up.
Oh, maybe. If I want to get it.
Definitely. So what did you take away from today, Nat? There must have been quite a few kind of useful hints and tips that you picked up, or kind of inspiring speakers. Who did you kind of really like?
To be honest, I think it was the last one. Is it Darren Turner?
Oh, wasn't he fab?
To be honest, I think he hit the nail on the head, really. He goes, it doesn't matter where you are in the business, if that's where you're happy being. Yes. And I think there's a lot of other people that push everyone higher and higher and higher. Well, actually, you don't need to get that high. You just need to be comfortable where you are. And I think that was the nicest thing with it all, really. And saying he hasn't achieved everything, you know, but he's still there. They're still going strong, and they've earned a lot of money doing it. So I think it's quite nice, really.
Absolutely. It's reassuring to know that the staircase is wide enough for all of us, if that's what we want, if that's where we want to go. As you say, if we're quite happy staying where we are, then great. But if not, then we've got the opportunity to go as far as we want to. And that's kind of really quite important, I think. I loved the services table that he put up, the services group, SGL group residual versus the number of the group. That was really powerful, I thought, as well. Just goes to show that, you know, the more services we can get on board, the smaller our group has to be to get the big money, isn't it?
Yeah, that was really enlightening, I think.
Saying about services being on.
Sorry, Thalia, what was that?
I also like the point of him hinting at the 7 services, as we only have 5 now.
Yeah, well, we've got gas, electricity, phone, broadband, mobile, and insurance. We've got the insurance. That's 6. Lloyd, go on, fill us in. Give us some goss.
What's that? What's the 5? The insurance is 6.
Gas, electricity, phone, broadband, mobile, gas.
Yeah.
Radiators.
Boiler cover.
Radiators.
We already know that's coming.
Do we know what's the situation with that, just out of interest, Lloyd?
Yeah, it's book your tickets for Express Day. We may have an update at the New Year kickoffs in January. By the way, they're already selling well. So I've got my voucher here. Are they
listed? They're all listed on the back here, aren't they?
Yeah. I think you guys are mostly Bristol. That's going to be going to. And by the way, on that, the content and everything for each event is exactly the same. So you don't have to go to say Bristol and High Wycombe. It's going to be the same stuff at every venue. So
we're not doing the individual kind of individually led ones like we've done the Welsh one and everything else in the past.
No, that's all gone. That will still be at the summer ones, but as you can see, there's no Cardiff one.
No, they're missing us out.
So you're going to have to go to Bristol, which is where I think Loxton is. I think Loxton is in the sort of Bristol area.
Can we claim back the bridge fee, or there may not be a bridge fee by then, I suppose?
No, be gone.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Southwest. Okay, brilliant. Great news. Right then, G, we've not heard from you yet. I didn't get to have a chinwag because obviously you were in a different car on the way home. So tell all. Was this the first big event like this that you've been to, G, or you've done?
No. I've been to MAD twice, Express Day twice.
Didn't get to sit with us though.
London kickoff, Welsh kickoff. So yeah.
You're well versed.
I'd
never say that. How did you find it?
I think what I find most fascinating is that this company is constantly evolving, and every time you go to a new event, there's something new. So you know that the next event, there's going to be something else new. And that's what I really love about it.
Makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
But equally, I also find it really reassuring the fact that you know that the guys at head office, the big bosses, they're all always trying to think about ways in which they can make a business better and easier for us, because everything that they introduce, generally speaking, does improve things for us. So it only ever gets better. But also that it's quite nice, I think, to kind of think, well, if they've got a 20, 30-year business plan, which I know somebody on stage was talking about today, then actually there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on that we just don't have a clue about yet. And I find that massively comforting and massively exciting, because there's a much bigger game plan that we just are not party to yet. And as much as we can try and, try and push and coerce Lloyd into giving us all the gossip, he just doesn't, But
most times I don't know the gossip. But what I would say, and what I said in Harrogate on Saturday, when I joined the business, broadband didn't exist. We 1997, if some of you can think back that far, broadband and the internet didn't exist. Mobile phones was just sort of like a yuppie toy. Not many people had mobile phones, and energy wasn't deregulated. So we will be doing stuff in 10 years' time that probably doesn't exist today. That's what it is. So that's something really, I think, to get excited about, to sort of just realise where the business is going to take us. And you just got to, who was it who said, I think it was Celia, who said, just enjoy the journey, take the holidays, take the pizzas, take the cars. Because when I worked for the bank for all those years, they never sent me on holiday, they never gave me a company car, and they didn't pay for pizza. So enjoy it while you can.
Totally. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Now, Thalia, can you hear us? Are you actually with us there? Camera keeps going in and out a little bit. Are you there? I know you got a dodgy signal up at the caravan.
Yeah.
You're cutting in and out a little bit. Don't worry, lovely. Just listen on in. If you've got any particularly important things that you want to mention.
I'm with you at the moment.
Oh, you're with us. You can hear us. What did you like best?
Here at the moment, yeah.
What did you like best from today? And she's gone again.
Yeah.
Stick it on the WhatsApp, Thalia, and I'll comment on it from there. Oh.
On the chat. Put it on the chat line.
Yeah, I'll put it on the chat line. Okay. Meanwhile, Mum and Dad, you're there. Welcome for joining us. So pleased you were able to make it. So
sorry we're late back. We had to have some food.
Oh, disgraceful state of affairs. I'll let you off. Anybody think I haven't been fed in the last month? Right then, what did you two like best? What did you get from today? How was it for you?
Well, I particularly like that business, what you just said about the business plan, and that Derek was saying that a lot of companies, that if they've got a business plan that goes beyond 20 years, it shows that they've got a target, they know where they're going, and they're one of the
big company.
Yeah. So to have a company that's got 25, 30 years, I was very reassured by that. And generally, I think the whole thing was very positive, and I was very pleased with it.
Absolutely.
One thing in particular.
Brilliant. And you, Mum, how did you find it today? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I liked. I know we had speakers on the stage who obviously weren't skilled at talking on stage, and I thought it was lovely how they coped.
And the encouragement they got from the audience.
Yeah, so I thought that was really, really, really
there was
lovely.
There was a lot of support there from everybody, for everybody.
Yeah. Which was.
Yeah.
And on that note, didn't Gemma do amazingly? I know how nervous she was coming on to do our Zoom call for us, however many weeks ago it was. So you could just know that she would have been massively nervous. But I thought she did amazingly well. She looked really good as well. So I have sent her a text. I hope she's feeling okay, because I know it possibly didn't necessarily go exactly as she would have hoped, but she was still grinning at the end. And her message was fantastic. I thought she did remarkably well.
So she could have easily picked the cards out and carried them with her, rather than keep trying to remember it all.
Yeah.
But there you go.
But she did very well.
Yes, and I thought that lady that came on just before lunch as well, she made me howl laughter. And she was just
Yeah, we just mentioned
yeah.
62-year-old.
Yes.
But just be careful what you're saying about starting at 63,
Yeah.
because we actually started at 63.
Oh,
Just-
did you?
Yeah.
well, we're 68 now, you see. We do it 5.
Hopefully they didn't realise
Yeah.
that.
Just that we haven't hit group leader yet, we haven't moved so fast, but
It's all right, you're getting there. We're working on it. Now, the other thing that we haven't touched on yet that I would like to mention briefly was the other announcement about, if I just find my note, about the broadband and the super duper router, whatever it, super router that it's
You're
called.
going to start singing, Hazel.
Super router, probably for the best. I don't actually, but don't get me started on ABBA because you won't stop me. But
Robin do well on that one.
can we ask that question? How long will they keep paying for it? Because according to the News Plus, it costs you £90, that router.
If you want to cancel it within the first 12 months, isn't it?
Yeah. So, have they got to get that back at £2 a month? Because that's 3 years they're going to be paying.
It didn't say anything about the renting finishing. And I imagine the routers will need to be changed every few years to be upgraded, and therefore what they'll do is they'll just change your routers as new ones come on board.
So you're paying £2 a month every month.
Yeah. Which, for the quality of router you're getting, I don't think is a particular issue. Lloyd, have you got any further insight into the detail behind that one, please?
Yes.
Well, no, but it has already been raised as a discussion point to discuss further. I think what the £90 thing comes in if you don't return it. So if you cancel the service and don't return it, that's when they want to charge you £90 for that. But that's and again, it's technology, and they say £2 a month for life. We don't know where broadband will be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So it's not something I would particularly worry about too much at the moment. And I'm almost certain that within a year, 2 years, it will change, because we'll be on to the next level of technology and whatever. So maybe in 2 years' time we don't need routers. Who knows? So,
But isn't it? Go on.
I was quite pleased to see on the News Plus, I glanced very quickly at it, that they actually say they get their recommendations for different sized properties for different routers.
Yeah, good guidance. Fab.
Yeah.
And the fact that we've got the ultra fees cancelled for the installation fees cancelled for between now and Express Day. Absolutely amazing. I know at least a handful of customers that have not signed up with us because of the sign up fees, and that's now eradicated. So I'm absolutely going to be making that beeline to go back and be speaking to them ASAP. And I wholeheartedly encourage a lot of you to go back through your list and go back and say, look, it wasn't right for you at the time, the costs weren't right, but now we can help you and we can make the most of this for a short period of time only. We're not going to be charging for it. What have you got to lose? Let's give it a go. It's massively, massively exciting and important, because no fiber optic setup fee is, I don't know the ins and outs, Lloyd, but I'm pretty certain that most companies out there trying to set up broadband will charge £30-40, if not more. So the fact that we have nothing is massive, isn't it?
I think it's massive, and I think it's something to really focus on early days, and in a quest for your holiday points, your hamper points, and whatever points you need. Go and focus on that. And as I think it was Richard Lovelock who said as his top tip, say less to more people, and just get round to talking to lots of people.
Absolutely. Just get out there and talk about it. So make the most of this, guys. We're coming up to the end before it's going to start thinking about kicking me off. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say or mention. Anything else you think we've missed, Lloyd, that we should be, highlighting, apart from the fact that it was just a brilliant day, brilliant weekend?
No, it's just going back to, what we know about the business. It's all about activity, and we need to get out there and get into the living rooms and the kitchens and drink the teas and coffees and whatever, and just share what we do. And that's always been the same. I think the other big thing that came from it was obviously the It's Your Life magazine, and getting that out, and that seems to be working remarkably well in people seeing that's just a ordinary company. So yeah, get some of those out as well.
Fantastic. And make sure that you've always got some of those with you at all times, folks. I came across with the other guy, got chatting with the guy behind the counter in the petrol station, and I'm ashamed to say I didn't have a copy of the magazine there to give him, and he's interested. He wants to find out more. Oh, that's like practically criminal. So make sure you've got copies of the magazine with you wherever you go, because we need to be getting it out to as many people as possible now, and just shouting about it from the rooftop. As Gemma says, if they're within a 3 feet radius, speak to them. Let's get out there and let's get those holidays. Let's get those hampers. Let's just get some excitement going. I
was so enthused by today. I've already got an appointment for next week.
Woo! Well done, Ema. That's fantastic news. I must confess, I made a couple of sneaky, cheeky phone calls on the way home as well. So it's got to be done. And just crack on and get out there and make the most of the opportunity that we've got, because we all know it's bloody amazing. So why not just go and shout about it, and really just try and get the team moving forward. And also, if we can as well, make sure that any newbies you're bringing on board, we are pushing these Zoom calls too. I was very encouraged to hear whatever her name was, I can't remember, early on in the day, Hannah Grover saying about the Zoom calls that she did. I knew I'd stolen this idea from somewhere. So, the fact that it's working, and it's working really well, and it's building that team culture, that's very much the whole point behind these meetings. But I can't do them by myself. It's really important that you all get out there and encourage your new team members onto the fast start calls. They're designed to be the same every time for a reason. Obviously, I can't do them by myself, so I need to be getting the newbies on there. Otherwise, you guys that are dialing in are going to be finding them tedious, having the same thing every time, going through it that way. But I like the idea of the WhatsApp groups as well, or the different groups for different levels. So I'm going to look at trying to get things like that installed and set up, and just generally come up with a bit of a game plan. So Lloyd, I might be knocking down your door for a bit of a phone call at some point soon. But help with a bit of that going forward. If anybody's got any ideas or thoughts or suggestions of ways in which we can improve either these Zoom calls or team chat or anything that we can be doing to build on the team culture that we've already got, I would be massively grateful. I'm doing my best, but it's you guys that make it as well. So all help would be gratefully received. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to leave you be. Have an amazing evening. I'm going to go say hello to my husband. I'm sure he's around somewhere. And I will see you all very, very soon, I'm sure. Take care, folks. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you soon.